Welcome to Cryptopia Cast. I am your host, Laudi, and today we are interviewing Pichapen Sōrum. Pichapen Sōrum is our Chief Marketing Officer, and she's going to share her experiences and her knowledge about the marketing space. So stick around and enjoy the show. Welcome back. Thank you very much for patiently waiting. I'm sure that you're all very excited to meet our Chief Marketing Officer, the very intelligent Pichapen Sōrum. Pichapen, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
There you go. How are you doing today, Pichapen?
I'm great, thank you. You?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you very much for asking. All right, so I'm sure everyone is very interested to know you. You're very mysterious. A lot of people get to talk to you in Discord, and they're all wondering, who's this Pichapen? So today we are going to ask you personal questions, and I'm sure everyone is very interested to listen in. Pichapen, can you tell us more about yourself?
So my name is Pichapen, and I'm from Thailand. And I joined Cryptopia a few months ago. Got this great opportunity to work in this amazing project and been working with so many cool and talented people. My background, I've worked in startups. I think about 11 startups before this. And I just started in crypto maybe 6-7 years ago, but as investor and collector of NFT. Before that, I was working in in fintech, beauty tech, e-com, doors, and before that, I was working in the government. So I was actually working in the police force. For several years. And actually, to go back there was my dad was a police officer, so I wanted to be a police officer, and actually envisioned myself working for the Interpol. It's been my dreams for maybe 10 years before I had the chance to join the police force. But I realized that I've actually worked best in agile environments. So then I left the conservative organization to join startups, which is more lean, and obviously got to try a lot of new things and learn from so many interesting people.
You know what? That's a very left turn, because you were in this police force, you were in a very conservative organization. Everything was prim and proper, so to speak, right? Everything's very organized. And you are now in the marketing space. How did that turn out? How did that exactly happen?
Okay, so I did my bachelor in communication management, actually. So communication is actually like one of the first few things I learned in university. But my degree is actually more focused in organizational communication, so internal communication basically. And then part of the subjects that we had to learn in university was doing international affairs as a project as well. So I thought, actually, in line with what was happening in Thailand at the time with the coup, I wanted to work in law and understand better of what was happening. So I continued to do my degree in international law and international relations. That was in Australia when I went to do master degrees in. Man, that's so many years ago. Probably like 10 years ago. Oh, actually, my Facebook just reminded me 11 years ago. So I did my degree in that, and I was like, okay, when I come back, I'm gonna apply to become an attorney. But then I realized that in Thailand, to be an attorney or a lawyer, you have to have a degree, a bachelor degree in law, which I didn't. So so then I decided to apply to become a police officer instead. And my ideal goal was to join the Interpol. And I got to work with so many dedicated people. My colleagues we're still in touch to today. They're very, very hardworking, and I wish them the best for that path. But that path was not for me. So I, obviously thought back of what I was good at. Around the same time, social media was not as popular as today.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was just Instagram and Facebook then. And I think I was one of the first few people to fully adopt the whole thing. And actually had another Instagram account with more followers, but then I deleted that one. Anyway, so I've actually got into learning more of social media and influencer marketing, made friends with so many interesting influencers who are very mega famous to today as well. And then I started working for an e-com company called Orami. And this is a very woman-centric company. My CEO was an amazing French woman. She's hardworking, super mom, and she was very understanding as well. So she gave me an opportunity to work in social media and become their magazine editor.
Wow.
To promote the lifestyle side. And I'm very grateful that they gave me that opportunity to explore more what I could do, and that was the start. And after that, I startups. I moved to do different things, work in fintech and do DTech, a different e-com as well. This latest one that I was working at is called Sōrum, and this is basically a platform for collectors to do second sales. So it was very refreshing, and all the people, my colleagues there were all in their 20s. I was actually the oldest, but I did learn a lot from them, even though they're much younger. They're really amazing people. At the same time, I also I also got back into crypto space after a few years. Last year was I think the year that I was very active. Usually I'm a holder. So I was, more active with all this new interesting project, and then slowly moved into NFT because actually when I do tech decisions or investment decision, I always talk to my siblings, and we're all traders. And one of the things that we always do is to share news with each other when we see interesting projects or something that we think would be beneficial to the other person in terms of their interest or their availability. And so my big brother is actually a developer as well. So he worked in tech for I think 20 years, and doing also different things himself. He worked in this chat application for 10 plus years, and obviously he was the one that got me into crypto and NFT as well. So I mean, he would tell me about this interesting things that was about to happen, or I consider him an alpha, and I really value his inputs and advice. So made me even more confident to get into crypto space than before, when I felt that I wasn't sure where this was headed. And yeah. So
That's nice. Based on your story, it really seems that you've been all over the place. Yeah, really, right?
yeah.
And with that being said, you've gained a lot of experiences, and your resume is spot on because the level of expertise that you've gained throughout the years with different mentors, with different industries. You're very qualified, right?
Thank you.
I'm sure that you are an expert in the field already, but there's a lot of projects nowadays, right? There's a lot of NFT projects, and you could easily choose any project in the market right now and lead the cause for marketing for that specific project. Why did you choose Cryptopia out of any other project in the market right now? What made you choose Cryptopia, and what makes Cryptopia unique for you?
When I had my interview with Frank and Hans, it was actually quite funny because instead of them asking me questions, I ended up asking them questions first. And then Frank was like, "So can you actually tell us more about yourself?" I think after like 15 minutes of him explaining me the game. Yeah, so it's no brainer. I truly believe in the game. Their visions and their talent and their experience it's beyond what I expected when I joined that call. So yeah, for me it's definitely this one. And also I grew up with, so I have 4 siblings including myself, and I grew up playing games with all my siblings, and because of the fact that there are 4 of us, so we can play in pairs. And I honestly didn't think that I would join gaming company because who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
From like being a police officer to games.
It's a complete left turn. That's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's such a great opportunity, and I didn't want to miss out on it. I know it's going to be big for sure. I've also never heard anyone who heard about the game or met with the founder or CEO Sangho and not like the game. So it's even a confirmation for me.
That's totally true. To share a little bit about how I initially heard about Cryptopia, right? So obviously when I interviewed for the role that I have right now, I didn't know I didn't know heck about the game, right? Um, you know,
You should not say that at all
no, it's
to anyone.
no,
And I was actually in that interview.
true. You were interviewing me as well, but I gotta be honest because no. Initially, when they did the first interview with me, it was just Frank and Hans during that time, and I was very confident in myself because I knew marketing, I knew social media, I knew how to progress things as as in terms of project management and stuff like that, but I didn't know anything about NFT gaming. It was a complete different realm for me. And when the opportunity came to be part of Cryptopia, I said, I've been a gamer. I played a lot of games, right? But when I started reading the website, everything was jargon. Every terminology was new.
Yeah.
Everything was unreal. And by the time that I did the initial interview with Frank and Hans, they were like, maybe you need to take a look at the website for a couple of days, and we'll get back to you. And at
Oh
that point,
no.
and at that point, um, I started questioning myself. Okay, I'm about like this close to flunking that interview. So I'm very fortunate that they gave me the chance to go ahead and go back to the website. So when I started reading about the website, right? I started reading about the blockchain and how everything's permanent and once it's up there, right? And how massive Cryptopia is, especially in terms of gameplay, in terms of the mechanics itself, compared to the NFT gaming market right now. It's outstanding. And by the time I did my second interview, I think you were there already. Um,
You
I
did
was
really well.
I did really well, I guess, because
You
I
did
did
really
a
well.
I did a lot of research, and I really thank you for. I don't know how much percentage was your take on me being approved for the role. I would like to take this opportunity right now to thank you for giving your input. I don't know how much you influenced them into hiring me, but right now, thank you very much for getting into that interview and allowing me to impress you. I never said that yet to you right now, but yeah, thank you very much. And knowing about Cryptopia is a really fun experience, and I'm happy to know how you got started with Cryptopia as well, because sharing these stories, and I'm sure it's going to be different for a lot of listeners right now, how they get started with Cryptopia, but 10 years from now, we're going to be looking back at this interview. We're going to be looking back at this experience, how we got started with Cryptopia. I'm sure 10 years from now, we're going to say, I'm very happy that we got to know Cryptopia and that we
We can
got to be part of it.
we can make this video on NFT too.
I'm sure that's a possibility. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? I'd like to go ahead and take on a very sensitive topic, Pichapen.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you're ready for this. Okay.
Okay.
All right. In today's NFT and crypto space, there is no denying, right? There's no denying that there is a problem with diversity.
Yeah.
There's the NFT and crypto space is riddled by men, all
Mm-hmm.
right? As a woman, okay, in this modern world, how can you make an impact in today's NFT market? What are the opportunities, and how can you inspire other women to get into the crypto space?
Mm. Yeah. That is a complex question actually. There's a complex one, and also many sub question within that one.
Yes, I'm sure you are more than capable to answer this and then bring inspiration to a lot of listeners right now.
Okay. Actually, I mean, yes, I agree that it's very male dominant, like traditional finance. And I think that we're still very early. So I think that eventually everyone will have to get on board anyway. Um, I think that the space can be more inclusive, yes, because I truly believe that a space is for everyone. I think that I mean, at this stage, there's already movement of women-led movements to get more women and other minority groups to be more inclusive in the space. So there's like I've seen so many other projects. I mean, you also see a lot of other NFT projects. Some of the projects, are drawn by like 7-year-old kid. Yeah, I mean, there's still more room and opportunities for everyone. Just they need to first be able to understand the space better, because the technology is moving really, really fast. So there will be much more ways than just, for example, working for a firm. You can own a project yourself. You can now play game. to earn, extra income. You can, everything is changing so fast. There's going to be jobs and opportunities that we would not have dreamed of. Like 5 years ago, no one would have dreamt that there would be such thing as NFT and that people would make like billions overnight. Just one project, right? But I think we can start off by a good communication, making information about blockchain and all these opportunities more accessible. You were mentioning about the jargons, and yes, those things have also limit people from entering the space because it's so complicated. There's so many facts also online, what is real, what's not. And I think even the education is moving in the same direction now. I've seen new classes about the metaverse, Web3, how to get into that, how to be ahead of the game, and that kind of thing. And even with those classes, it doesn't even last more than 3 months. You have to update your knowledge again. And you might not even have to go to class anymore 5 years from now. You'll be able to choose your own module in the comfort of your home. Those kind of things, I think it's important to not limit yourself to the circumstances. I urge people to learn more. I mean, when I see my old friends or colleagues who are working in the same industry, who are still in the same industries as they were when I last saw them or something, I would tell them about the project. I would tell them that there's other things as well that they can explore. And I think it's so much fun to embrace these changes. And I think that when more people join, right now we're talking about early adopters, right? And those people will be the force to push other people to try as well. But at this stage, yes, it is what it is right now. I think it's only 10% women compared to men in the space, but I think it's growing very fast as well. And women always find their ways to do these great things anyways.
Yes. And they end up being better than men in most occasions.
Thank you. But I think that we started off by something very hard to communicate. How do I get in then, and what is this? And I think communication this day, like maybe before it was like all blocks, codes, but now you see influencer posting about it, making it very easy to digest format, infographic, bite-sized content, those kind of thing. It makes information more accessible. And I, again, believe in power of communications. I think that's one of the simple things that we can start is to make information accessible and that they understand it and know what is real and what's not, like don't fall prey, right? And also another thing is encourage each other. Again, the space is for everyone. So, partners, alliances, I think there's just so many opportunities for everyone, and I think also blockchain Web3 technology will enable people to be more equal in real life as well, presenting opportunities, and with those opportunities comes with equality that you would not get if you were to stuck in just the previous setup. Circumstances.
Well, I'm sure a lot of listeners right now are closely listening into what you're saying, and I'd like to go ahead and dive into what you're trying to say right now. You emphasized on communication being very vital in making sure that in your success, right? So with a lot of NFT games popping in every day, right? Like every hour, a lot of NFT games are showing themselves. How difficult is it to market an NFT project right now? And in particular, how difficult is it to make Cryptopia stand out? In your words.
I think a project or any product, basically, first you have to really believe in the product and the people behind it. So I mean, when we talk about NFT projects, I've been in rug project as well myself. So every things can be facade too, and you know, so a lot of projects are not doxed, for example. Um, and yeah, to let's just talk about the NFT projects to begin with. um, the nature of the project, the people behind it, how do they communicate about it, what kind of value proposition they have, or they bring to the community, how strong is their community, do their community represent them, that those kind of things. I think it creates like something very different before. No one would expect that community would become so important, a determining factor for a project success, but it is now. And you can't even do that with how you would promote soda, for example.
Yeah.
Because it's very different. It's very in the face. It plays with your thirst, for example. But would you still invest like $1,000 on it? And yeah, so the way you market is obviously very different comparing to traditional marketing. So yeah, you have to make sure that first people understand what your project or product is about, and what will be the value that it brings to them, right?
Yeah.
So you don't just force a product or a project to them, but you have to first understand what the need is and how it aligns. I mean, that's how you create your community as well. The need to be part of that. An example, I get like very, very excited with things. For example, and when I get excited with things, I go all in.
Yeah.
Like I would buy like figurines, I would buy like
All
yeah,
sorts of merch, right?
yeah, all merch, or find a way to contribute to that if I believe
Yeah.
in the product or people behind it. I want to show support, right? And I think that everyone is. I think some NFT is like that. People really, really like the team or the vision, mission, everything about it, all the small elements, and they want to support you. But that is just NFT. When we talk about Cryptopia, it's much, much beyond that, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the product is mind blowing.
It's huge,
Yeah, it's mind blowing. And I think that there's so many small elements to it that needs to be communicated. And every time that we communicate all this different aspect of the game, I also get mind blown myself. That like, really, we have that,
Yeah.
and I want to transfer that excitement to whoever I communicate it to. And I'm not just talking about the audience in terms of marketing. I'm talking about the friends that I want to share this with, my family, that I tell them or I share with them how much I enjoy working and how much I believe in this project, for example.
Yeah.
And if we have the same excitement that's spread throughout the community, I mean, we have over 10,000 community members now on Discord,
Yeah.
right? So times that, right? And I think eventually your community will be your endorser.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
it's usually like that anyway, because they're part of your community for a reason, right? They really like the project, and they really like the people behind it. I know that some people check in to talk to our moderators and our team members every day, learning new things, hearing the new updates, seeing how the game progressed, and being part of the, or getting a whole getting early access chip to secure their, you know um, secure their opportunity to be ahead of the game, for example. So I think we're doing quite well in that sense. And yeah, I mean, combination of great product, great people behind the product, and great communication, great community. So
Yeah, all thanks to you. Because you know what?
you too, because you're a community manager. So are we like exchanging compliments right now?
No. I'm not trying to, But yeah, I just like to go ahead and commend you because I really love your strategy. Because just to compare other NFT games right now, what they do is they bring you a product and then they force you to make a community out of that product, right? But
Mm-hmm.
with Cryptopia, how we did things is, hey guys, we're planning to create this product. Are you guys Do you guys like this? So what I'm trying to say is we're trying to create a community from the ground up while we're developing the game.
Correct.
We're growing the community alongside the game, and I think that's very crucial to the success of Cryptopia, because
Yeah.
we're gathering feedback directly from our community. We're listening to our community. We
Yeah.
want to value their opinion about the game, because if we force them to like something that we think is good, then the community would then leave us. We want to create a game that is in line with our vision, and at the
Yeah.
same time our community loves as well. And I
Yeah.
think that contributes to the success of Cryptopia right now.
What you said about growing the community, I think it's also different because you see other games, they come in and they go because people excitement, the hype dies so fast because there's already, I get a taste of this already. There's nothing that's gonna hold me here anymore. I'm moving on. But when you grow with something, I mean, you have kids, so you know as well, like watching your baby grow, seeing the first steps, all the milestones, it it forms attachment, right? And especially Cryptopia stories. Um, there's mini games inside the games. The game economy is solid, and the fact that it's serverless and no one can shut it, and it can go on and on forever. And there's so many quests that you can do inside the game, different gameplays and all those kind of things. I think it keeps people excited while they already form attachment. And I think in the future, in the next couple years, it will be so big. Just our positioning and our team and our great product, and obviously our strong community as well.
Yeah, I've been in Discord a lot, and I've been reading upon the messages that are there, and people are like talking about Cryptopia being their lifestyle, about becoming their life, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, I'm gonna show you a picture, and I want you to tell the story behind this, okay? So
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and show the picture right now.
Okay.
So look at it. Okay. This is really interesting. Can you share with us, with the viewers, with the listeners at home, what's behind this picture?
Okay, so this is my pet turtle. His name is Dot. He must be 4 years old now. Yeah, I didn't plan to get him. It was not my idea, but when we got him, he was sick, and I think he was like about 1 month old, and I just don't like animals because of this, because they get sick and sometimes they dies on you, and it breaks your heart, and especially like small fragile little things like rats or
Okay.
fishes, the little things that, or rabbit, they're so fragile that I feel like I cannot hold them. Anyway, when we got the turtle, it was sick. Like the eyes had like some sort of bubbles, like eye infections, and he would not eat anything for days. So he was losing weight, and so his body was lighter than the shell, so he was floating in the water. I was really concerned about him, and I didn't want him to die, even though I didn't like that kind of animal. But I felt like it was my responsibility, and to show my son as well that it's not okay to leave a living things in that condition, right? So I put him in a small plastic container and drove around in my neighborhood to find a vet, but no vet would be like, we don't treat turtles. We treat dogs and cats and I don't know, other common pets, I guess. So I had to drive him to a marine center a bit further away, and they said like, this is actually pretty common. He had pneumonia some sort, and he had to be treated there for 2 weeks with like daily injection or something like that. And we got him for like, I think that $3, and his hospital bills was like $200. And I was like, great. After that though, they the vet told me that I had to be very careful because he's still like, recovering. His lung wasn't great. So I had to put him in a bed, like take him out of the tank and put him in a bed with a blanket and a lamp over him every night. And I was doing that for like a few months.
Wow, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want him to die. I didn't think that I was being sweet, but I didn't want him to die. And it became a routine, right? Because like I would be like, oh no, I forgot him. And put him in the bed. And then every morning I would have to wake up early because I didn't want him to crawl out of the bed and then or something. But he likes to be in the blanket so much. Like I guess turtles like shadows or like being covered. So he likes to hide in the blanket. And sometimes I'll be like, oh no, he's gone. But actually he's like hiding inside the blanket, just here. Like, oh. Anyway. So after he got better, we thought that it would be great to leave him in a tank outside, but it happens to have a log of wood hanging over the tank as well. And we went out, and when we came back, he wasn't there anymore. So then my first assumption was that he got eaten by a bird or something. And I was freaking out. We're not allowed to have pets in the condo, so I couldn't really tell the JC or anyone to help look for a turtle, which is like this size. But at that time, I already started a Facebook page for him. And I was getting like a few hundred likes already, and people love the turtle. They love how I was telling them about the turtle. They felt sorry for him when he was sick, and I showed them pictures and stuff like that. He was actually a star in the turtle community, actually. But a lot of people know about him, and then he disappeared for 3 weeks. I was like whining a lot. I was like, oh no, like all that time that I put him in bed, and now there's like all these containers. What am I gonna do with the tanks and all this food that I bought for him? All this turtle equipment that I just bought. What am I gonna do? And I was like, oh, now I have to look online for people that actually want these equipments to be donated. I was actually looking for like turtle goods, like whoever wants this can have it. And yeah, after 3 weeks, we were cleaning the balcony, and then we found him under a pot of plants. He was just hanging there. And I can tell you that in the 3 weeks that he disappeared, we basically turned the balcony inside out. We looked through all the pots, we cleaned out everything on the balcony. He was not there. So my assumption now is that he climbed out of the tank through that log of wood and then went on adventures for 3 weeks. One thing that came to mind was that so all this time that I had to put you in bed and treat you so special was not needed. Because you're obviously okay being by yourself for 3 weeks, and what do you feed yourself even? You know, like I got tricked so hardcore by a turtle. I just wish that he had like a GoPro or something so I could see his adventures, where he went, and I think he was just like, yeah, just roaming around, looking around. Now he's 4 years old, and he's like this size. He's really big. And he's become, I mean, I think I've never touched him, I've never carried him because like small things for me, like I can't. But I know that he knows as well, and I feel that he feels grateful for how I was treating him and saved him that day, because every time I come downstairs in the morning, I would hear like a knock on the tank, like cause like they have like claws, right? So it'd be like every time I come home as well, like from outside, I would hear a knock on the thing, like he would climb up to the tank, like facing the glass like this.
Yeah.
And then and if I'm not home for a few days, I can notice that he gets like a little bit depressed as well. Like he would not say hi, he would stay in his corner, and I would be like, "You okay?" or something. And like I feel like is this turtle upset with me for not being home for 3 days? Yeah, but sometimes like I would put my hand on the glass, and he would lift himself up like this and meet my hand.
Whoa.
I think he's special.
But sure he is.
The problem here is that he will age to about 30 years, and he will be like 30 centimeter big.
Like that big,
And I will not have space for him anymore, so I have to buy a house to fit him. So that's my issue right now. to find a house that will fit my turtle. We have to move out our condo. But yeah. So that's the story.
Wow, that is a pretty amazing story, Pichapen. I'm still speechless right now. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. I've seen the turtle, right, on Instagram. We did a little bit of research, and I did stalk your turtle's Instagram account, and it was really cute,
Oh yeah, it's not. It hasn't been active for a while.
But I mean, wow, that story. I really believe I love pets. To be honest with you, I'm not in the reptile thing, but dogs in general. But we did a lot. When I was a kid, we did have a lot of fish at home, and I really believe that if we take care of our pets, we do, we're able to impart our spirit into that animal, and so we create a bond. And I'm sure that you and your pet turtle created a bond with each other, and then that's for life. And then that's why you called your turtle your spirit animal.
You're not supposed to tell anyone that.
All right, no problem. Okay, so yeah, with that being said, Cryptopia also has a pet update that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so basically how that's gonna work is we're going to be allowed to have pets following us inside Cryptopia's metaverse.
Hmm.
Right now, my question to you is, given the abundance of pet options that we're gonna have in the future, are you still gonna choose the turtle as your pet inside Cryptopia?
I would actually.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I would.
But turtles are boring.
They're not boring. This is especially mine. But unless we have a dragon, because I'm a dragon.
Oh wow. Are you like a dragon person yourself? Oh, so so since you're saying you're a dragon, am I allowed to say that you were born in the year of the dragon?
Yes.
Wow.
But you can reduce that by 12 years, so I'm in a different cycle.
Okay, all right. Let's not go dig deep into that and get you mad at me or something.
No, no, no.
All right. Okay. Cool. Cool. So during my time in Thailand, during the last days, the team, you guys, we went out and we went into this amazing restaurant, right? And you were ordering appetizers left and right. And I still remember that entree that you ordered. It was like a steak or something. It was beef medium rare. It was so addicting. I wanted to go ahead and control myself and just eat a couple because we're all sharing the food, but I just couldn't help myself and I started eating almost all of it. You know, having that having the knowledge to choose that restaurant for that type of event takes a lot. How
That's
did
it.
you? Yeah, it does. You could have just chosen something, a fast food restaurant, right? There's a lot of fast food restaurants in Thailand, but if you're having you pick that spot in a secluded area in the middle of nowhere in Bangkok, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of research. How did you exactly become a foodie yourself?
Okay, first of all, it was not in the middle of nowhere. It's in CBD.
Okay, well, I'm not a
You
native,
should
so.
come back here more often. Um, yeah. So yes, I am a foodie. I find joy in, you know, eating good food, cooking good food. I'm actually really into cooking as well. And I think it's like simple joys in life, and it really picks you up, especially if you have a bad day. Good food, good drinks will always pick you up. If something that you cannot control happens in your life, you get dumped, you get fired, there's still good food. You can still treat yourself to good food. At one of your favorite restaurant and have that big glass of cocktail or something, and then you can figure it out the next day. Um, no, but the one of the things I really enjoy, and I've just discovered that as well. Were you the one that called me food creator?
Yeah, food connoisseur.
Yeah.
There you go.
Actually have a list of restaurants that are my favorite. I can share that with you, but you have to come back here. But that list is private because I don't want those places to be my hidden gem list. But yeah, I think one of the things that I realized, like in the last couple of years, I really like taking people to all these fun places, like introduce new restaurants, new food to them, and see people enjoy it. That get me like really happy.
That gives you the
Um,
kick.
yeah, it makes me happy. Does it take a lot of time to research? Not really. But I kind of like, if we were to go out, right, I would just be like, hey, what do you feel like? And then I can come up with like 6 on the list within that range of place, within that budget, within that food restrictions or something like that. So you'd be like weekend. I don't eat beef, for example, then I just like come up with something. But I really enjoy that, like taking people out and introducing them to new place, new food, and seeing them enjoy or appreciate the choice that I propose. I really like that. Yeah. But I mean, other than that, food is life. You cannot go without food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to you just a second ago, and you were being technical about food.
I was being thankful about food.
You didn't even realize it. You were talking about different categories. You were talking about price points. Who gets technical about food? Me. If it tastes good, it's great. But you were
Okay,
very
I have
technical
to
about it.
stop you there. You can
Okay.
only eat 3 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless you're really, really happy or jet lagged. But I always plan my food a week in advance. Yeah, I plan like, okay, I'm gonna eat this next week, and I need to make bookings. Who am I gonna go with? And it's nice because food is also about social, right?
Yeah.
And I think the most important part is, who you share it with and how you share it with them. And I think it's not just about like sharing the same thing that you order, but also like sharing your experience, um, and yeah, your taste, and finding that those people also appreciate the same thing as you. And I think that's the thing that makes me really happy. um, and also, not to mention that Thailand is the land of food, so
Yeah,
you
for
walk
sure.
like every 50 meters there's a food stall. It's hard to escape. I've tried and tested so many different things. I used to eat food from like convenience convenience store. you know I eat like 7-Eleven sausages and stuff like that as well. I do. But what joy is that? You'll be like gathering like 6 friends and then you queue up at like 7-Eleven ordering sausages. I mean, you only do that after you go out.
When you're drunk.
Yeah, which is a great experience. But yeah, if you're in town, I have friends in town, I would, want to make sure that that time that they have in my country is memorable.
For
So
sure.
you're special.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you making my last night in Thailand that special. Thank you very much. You know, I've been working with you for a couple of months now. I don't know exactly, but every time I get to spend time with you, every time I get to meet you, I could really see the passion that you have for your work. I've been, during my first couple of weeks, I've been calling you a workaholic because you've been staying up all night working on our things and working on marketing for Cryptopia. I'm like, man, this girl's on fire because she's been working nonstop. You're a mother, you're a wife, and you're an employee of Cryptopia, and you still get, as in the words of Div, you still get shit done. You still get shit together, and I'm like, where is this drive or where is this motivation coming from? I'm very interested to know.
Okay, first of all, Div is gonna be laughing at that part because it's gonna stick for months and years to come. um, and actually, we both stay up late as well.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, and I think that's part of being parents. I get more alone time at night, and I can focus better. What get me going, actually, to be honest, like when I get into something, so I like seeing ideas come to life. So I will always want to make sure that things get follow through. When when we joined, I think around the same time, not too far off, um, we were forming a team, and there's so many. We're all new, so we were trying to figure things out. I was trying to set up the system as well, and very fortunate to have you, and Divesh part of the marketing team. I think we work really well together, and I think the fact that we have a really great team, we kind of help push each other, in different ways. But seeing you working very hard also make me want to work even harder. And I think that it's not just our department as well. I think, the developers also working very hard days and night. And moderators as well, especially what they're doing right now is amazing. Scaled so much in the last couple weeks. I feel so proud. So proud of everyone in the team. I'm very grateful to be part of the team myself. And I mean, again, it's no brainer when you work with people who have the same vibes, the same drive. Naturally, you want to be in the same level, if not more. And I'm talking about the founders as well. Their visions, their hard work. It just make you want to do something that would push it even further, and it's our project, so what can we do to make it successful, right? So I think, to answer your question, it's not just me working hard, staying up late. It's whatever it takes that will get you there. And I don't recommend people to, stay up late to work late at night, but I think whatever works, being parents as well, you learn to multitask and juggle a little bit better than other people because, laundry, diaper, feeding the baby, doing grocery, replying to your mom's messages. All of that, I think that we've learned to juggle. That's not hard for me.
Wow.
But I think what motivates me, the project itself, the team behind it, what drives me, working alongside with hardworking people, very talented, very dedicated people is what get me going every day.
Absolutely. And we're all blessed to have each other. I remember this one time, when we went to Phuket with Frank and Hans. In Thailand, Phuket is the place for vacations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's beautiful. You wanna just sit back and relax, and take everything, right? Soak everything. But when we got there, we were working nonstop. We were like rehearsing nonstop, and I was like, hey, these guys are like, they're in the place where there's a beautiful beach. The room is very beautiful. And I thought to myself, why are they still working? And it really speaks a lot to their work ethic.
Yeah.
And it made me realize that, hey, I gotta step up my game. I gotta either equalize or do more than what they do.
Yeah.
And that speaks a lot about the team that we have here in Cryptopia. And so, with that being said, I'd just like to go ahead and end this interview with one last question, Pichapen. Okay? What is Cryptopia to you? And what does the future hold for Cryptopia?
This question, it makes me think. And I don't know what better ways to put this. I've just, I didn't expect so much from a project. I've learned so much from the team. I've also changed my lifestyle since I joined, going out more, networking, building partnerships with, other projects. But it's refreshing. I feel younger, actually.
Wow.
And I really enjoy getting to know new people in the space. Again, what we discussed with the inclusiveness, meeting many interesting women in crypto space as well.
Yeah.
And basically, it pushed me to go out and learn more so that we stay ahead of the market, putting me back in school, kind of. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we're all learning.
as the game's being developed, every time Frank updated something, it's like mind blowing to me. I mean, this happens. We can have this, and learning also how to communicate it in a more simple way so that it's easy to digest for other people. There's challenges, obviously, but I've never felt so so different about work and what it is to me. I don't even feel like working here. I feel like I look forward to waking up every day, being part of the team, completing the plan or the strategies for the project. Marketing plan for the project, and learning new things from the team, and seeing growth in our community, seeing positive feedbacks. Every time we hear from our partners or community saying, like, this is so sick in a good way, and like, those things are so rewarding. And I don't know what to say. It's hard for me to really pin down the exact word that I want to express right now. But for me, it makes me different. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate being part of the team and being part of Cryptopia.
Yeah, well, that right there is rare because a lot of people, they wake up every day and they go to a place where they don't like just to make just to make a living,
Yeah.
based on necessity. But for us, we're here doing what we love, and the company makes us be the person that we want to be.
Yeah.
This company makes us better than the person
Yeah.
that we are before. And so, with that being said, thank you very much, Pichapen, for gracing us today with your lovely presence. I'm sure the listeners today have learned a lot from you. Where can people reach out to you? Where can they follow you or know more about you?
Okay. My account is at Pichapen. Actually really proud of my name because there's only one Pichapen. So if you search me on social media, just add Pichapen on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, that actually remained true for myself until a couple of years back when I googled my name, and another person was named like me, and I was like, man, I'm no longer special.
Oh no. I'm not gonna Google my name now in case there's another Pichapen.
I'm sure after this podcast, a lot of ladies will be named Pichapen as well.
Oh no.
And so, do you have any updates for Cryptopia? Anyone for the listeners right now that are excited to know more about our game?
Yep. Very soon we are launching our exciting campaign, and I can't tell you more, but it will be something that you cannot miss for sure. So stay tuned on our social media. Our amazing community manager will be updating you on what you will need to do to complete that amazing, or to participate in that amazing campaign. And there will definitely be interesting prize.
Wow.
Something very different, and unexpected. So stay tuned. Don't forget to participate and subscribe to our podcast.
Wonderful. And with that being said, I'd like to say goodbye to everyone. See you on next week's podcast. Thank you very much for listening in. Pichapen Sōrum, everyone. Bye, guys. Thank you very
Bye.
much.